There was like always a thought in the back of my mind that I would have trouble with having children. I think it's because as an athlete, I was running a lot. I was always super active. So like my cycle wasn't very regular. And I think in the back of my mind, I was always like, I think it's going to be tough for me, but who knows? Who knows? And so I think we got married in 2018. We started trying in 2020. And I've tried for the first couple of months and we weren't getting pregnant. And I have a lot of sisters-in-laws who had kids at the time, and they were like, why don't you take an ovulation test and see if you're ovulating? Mm-hmm. So I was like, oh, perfect. And then started taking the tests and was never getting a positive test. And so I'm like, what does this mean? Like, I'm never ovulating? Like, what, like my body's not working? Like, what's going on? And so that's when I booked my first appointment with a fertility specialist, which I'm very grateful for, because a lot of the times with infertility, you have to try for at least a year before you can even get into a fertility specialist. Like, that's kind of the standard that they give you. But because I knew that I wasn't ovulating, they let me in, which I'm so grateful for, because now it's like, I'm not delayed another year.
Yeah.
So went into my fertility specialist. They put me on some medications that got me to ovulate, but we still weren't having kids. Some of the medications were really tough to be on. There was one time where I was surfing on the back of a boat. It was a family vacation, and fainted while I was surfing, fell into the water. Everyone's freaking out. Tanner jumps into the water, is trying to save me. He doesn't have his life jacket on. My father-in-law is turning the boat around. While he's doing that, another one of my brother-in-law is falling off the boat.
Did you say you didn't have a life jacket on?
I did, but Tanner didn't when he jumped in, because he was like so worried, and he jumped in after me because they knew that something was wrong.
Yeah.
And then it was like the next hour I was just limp, and they were trying to get me out of the water because we were at Bear Lake and there's not like a major hospital there.
Yeah.
And so trying to figure out where they could take me and figure out what was going on was really hard. Anyways, it ended up being the fertility medication that I was on.
Okay.
So it's just like, fertility is very hard on our bodies as women. Like, the hormones that you're taking, it just makes you feel a little bit crazy at the same time. And all the hormones that you already have as a woman are like heightened to the max.
Yeah.
And so went through that summer, didn't get pregnant. Finally, we got to a point where they're like, okay, your next thing is IUI, or you move on to IVF. And we were like, you know what? We just want results. Like, at this point, because there's a lot of unexplained things. Like, okay, you're ovulating. We don't really know why you're getting pregnant. We don't know why. We don't know why. We don't know why. And there was nothing physically wrong with me that they could diagnose me with either. So then we were like, let's just get answers. We went to IVF, started that whole process. That took like a year just to get seen by an IVF specialist as well, because they're so backed up. And finally got in, had a retrieval, had a transfer, and got pregnant my first time, which was amazing for us. It was such a blessing and such a miracle that we were able to get pregnant.
This must be expensive. Like, what does insurance cover this?
No.
Like, how much are we talking to do IVF? Like, what does that cost?
So each thing is a different cost. I think total in the whole round of doing an egg retrieval and doing a transfer, for us, it was around like 15 to 20K the first time.
Wow,
and there's no insurance covers it. I know, there's no insurance does not cover IVF.
Like, it never covers IVF.
No, it never covers it. Obviously, we're still struggling now with IVF and getting pregnant again. So we had Rad. He's been our blessing and our miracle, and he's just our whole world. And finally, we decided that we wanted to try again. And so when you do an egg retrieval, they give you you do a bunch of eggs, and then you fertilize all those eggs, and then you can get multiple embryos. So we had 5, and Rad was one of the 5 that we had. So we had 4 more embryos that we could still transfer. You don't have to do a whole nother egg retrieval. You just have to do another transfer.
Yes.
So we tried our first transfer last, I think, January, did all the medications. And at this point, we thought, IVF was the thing that was going to work for us, because we got pregnant the first time. And so we never had any doubt that it wasn't going to work. I think we were a little naive to think that, and did the transfer, and sadly the embryo did not take, which is funny because next week is actually my due date for that embryo that we transferred.
I'm so sorry.
No, it's okay. So we kind of bounced right back afterwards because we really wanted to be pregnant again. And so I think in March we did another transfer and got the results back pregnant. And we were so excited. So excited. We filmed the whole experience. And I took a pregnancy test every single day, because kind of with IVF, it's you're not supposed to take a pregnancy test, but you can 5 days after your transfer. And when I did it with Rad, it was positive, and I surprised Tanner, and it's always this fun thing that we do. And this time I took a pregnancy test every single day. And then you have a blood test that will basically tell you, yes, it worked or no, it didn't. So we were getting positive pregnancy tests every single day. And the call day comes and we're so excited and we're filming it all. And we can't wait to celebrate with, friends and family. And as soon as she answered the call and like the way she said hello, because you work with your nurse coordinators a lot throughout this whole process, because there's a lot of appointments, a lot of medications that you have to be taking every day. As soon as she answered the phone, I was like, something's wrong. Like, she's not like, oh my gosh, congratulations. Like, she kind of was like, okay, like, we got to talk about a couple of things. Oh. And she's like, your results showed that you're pregnant, but your levels are really low for you to be pregnant right now. So she's like, but I've seen it where your levels double and you have successful pregnancies, but I've also seen it where they just keep going down and you're not pregnant anymore and you miscarry. And so we had to do another blood test, and it was like a Saturday, and we were actually leaving. It was Tanner's birthday the next week, and we always do this big trip to Green River, and it's really exciting, and we do it every year, and it's something that's really fun for our family. And we had to go in that Saturday to like a different clinic because a lot of clinics are closed on Saturday, and got the results back that next Monday. We're in Green River. We're about to celebrate like with all our friends and family. It was like the perfect place to announce that we were pregnant too, because all of our friends and family were going to be there. And it was also Tanner's birthday. We get our results and we kind of had them in our email the whole day, and we were delaying it. And finally we're like, it's either we do it today and we kind of have a day to like get over it before everyone starts showing up, or we have to wait the whole week. And I was like, I'm not waiting the whole week. And then we open our letter and we find out we miscarried.